forward. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Business item number 1, the warrant for special town meeting, review and approval. So you have a copy, you all have a copy of the warrant?
Yes, I do.
This is calling, asking for a moderator to be chosen by written ballot and then to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to enter into a long-term lease with Saginaw County for the purpose of developing, constructing, and operating a communication facility on a portion of town-owned land on Arthur J. Reno Senior Road, upon such terms as the select board in its discretion deems to be in the best interests of the town, and the registrar of voters will be available until 5 p.m. at the town hall and at the fire hall from 5:30 until the end of the meeting for the purpose of correcting the voter list and to accept new enrollments. So everybody who's a citizen of the town will have the opportunity to vote. So that is the gist of the warrant. Do we have a motion?
So I make a motion that we establish a special town meeting for March 7th at the West Bath Fire Hall at 6 p.m.
And second?
Second it.
Is there any discussion about the warrant? Okay, we're ready to vote. All in favor? All right, and you have the copy to sign.
Sorry, my name's so long. Too narrow.
They weren't
They
thinking
all,
about it.
none of us have small names.
I would have preferred a one-syllable first name. Suzanne's gonna go over the lines too.
No, I shortened my signature.
Okay, that's signed. Comments and announcements. Suzanne, you have a question?
So I do, we talked about, for the tower lease, that there was gonna be an attachment A at the last meeting, with the proposed revenue share for the town on any other non-emergent access granted.
I remember from the email traffic the past couple of weeks that Saginaw County's attorney did reach out to Mark Fowler, but I will double check with Mark today and make sure.
She said she had the language
Yeah.
for attachment, I think she called it attachment A.
He called this the final agreement, but it might not be.
Well, it doesn't have what we requested, so it's not final.
So I'll find out from him.
And that can be amended.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want
Unless we're not
to.
seeing it, because it might not be an attachment, it might just be part of the
It may be.
language.
I actually read through it, didn't see it.
Yeah. But I will find out for sure before we make this public for the meeting.
Right, and if we need to add an attachment, that can be done through the town meeting. Can it not?
Well, it should be
Right, we did
in
talk about,
full
we did
prior
talk
to
about that.
signature.
Well, if it passes the town meeting, which I expected it will, the select board will be able to make amendments after that.
Okay.
But I think they
So
should
if we have to-
see the full contract at the
Yes.
town meeting
Yes,
prior
I
to,
agree.
Yes, that should definitely be available to people before the 7th. So I am
so that's just,
fairly sure that we can get that done.
yeah. And I know, in theory today, they are only looking at below 115 feet. But if you look at what a cell phone looked like 30 years ago, technology changes, and you might be able to get a more productive, smaller access point. So planning for the future, I think, is important for us.
Anything further?
So, and are we also doing the solar lease?
We do not need to vote on that because the warrant article from 2021 gave the select board the right to amend the lease. I just wanted to give you this so that you would.
So, in looking at it, do they have, do we have a recovery method? Should they vacate the premise?
Yes, that was part of the contract.
I don't, where is it in here? I'm looking for that. And I don't see that in here as well.
I could check with Mark on that too, but I know that we talked about it and it was to be included.
It does. And I want, there was talk of escrowing the money. And where would that be also, when we figure that out? I think there's a, something such as that to ensure we have money to cover the dismantling of the project. I looked at it briefly and I don't see any of that in here.
This is the amendment, not the
Yes, the
original.
amendment to the original solar lease, I would expect that that language is in the original solar lease.
Right, this amendment is only to,
This is to establish the fall zone. Mark's comment, I asked him if we needed to include this on the town meeting warrant, and his comment was because the amendment does not change either the term of the contract or the compensation to the town, I don't think it needs to go to another town meeting vote. Given the breadth of the language below, in a nutshell, the amendment, 1, releases certain land from the leased premises, that area that will be leased to the county. And 2, grants an access utility easement over land that had been part of the leased area. And 3, acknowledges that the communications tower will be built. All of these would be encompassed within the original grant of authority to the selectmen as noted in the 2021 warrant article.
okay.
Do you have a digital copy of our lease language for this? I'd like to see that before we commit to it also. Just to make sure that we're covered from the dismantling of it.
And perhaps, just for safety's sake and for the public's information, if some of the folks from the solar company might be able to be there.
Yeah, I'll invite everybody,
Okay, that would be good.
get as many people in the room as possible.
Yes.
I don't want to be there. Work related.
If you're not going to be there and you have comments to make, would you pass them on to Christine so that she can convey them to us?
Yes, but I need to see the original lease first.
Right. Absolutely.
And the amended piece for revenue sharing.
Right. So, presuming that those things are in order, you.
If I can receive the information, I have no problem providing the comments.
Okay, good. Since we do not have public here, there's no public comment, unless we can go get the folks upstairs who are registering their cars or whatever. Are we ready to adjourn?
I am, make a motion to adjourn.
Second.